Hey guys, Robbie Webster here with another Blu-ray and DVD collection update. It's the same day that I filmed that Steelbook update. Chewie is now kicked out of the room, so hopefully she won't bother us anymore, even though she's so cute and I love her. Let's just get right into this because it's going to be a pretty long one, I think. First thing I have here, this gigantic freaking box right here. The E.T. Spaceship Edition. This is the German edition. And I've gotten into a little bit of an argument with a couple people on Facebook. I'm still not 100% sure, I guess, of the truth, but I ordered this under the premise that it was limited to 500 pieces. There's 500 of these in existence, the German version, and I have found like at least a dozen websites that had articles stating, like with the press release right from Universal Studios saying this is limited to 500, but people for some reason like they just don't believe it or something. I mean, it doesn't actually say what it's limited to on the box, but neither does the American version as far as I'm aware. And I know the American version is limited to, I don't know, more. But I haven't opened this. I'm just going to leave it sealed up because I already have several other editions, and this one is quite expensive and valuable. It's actually, I mean, it goes on eBay for about 3 times as much as the American version. So that's why I bought it. I wanted some. When I saw how limited it was, I really wanted to get it. So hope you can see it. It's giant. And that's why I have this E.T. poster in the background for this video. And yes, this is actually an original 1980 movie poster. It came out, it has the copyright 1980 right on it. It's an original poster. I bought, there was a series of 4 E.T. posters that came out. You saw one of them in the last video, and I forgot to talk about it. But I actually was able to find all 4 of them in their original sealed packages. And I bought them for dirt cheap on Craigslist. Dirt cheap. I think I paid either $25 or $30 for all 4 of them. And these individually on eBay go for big bucks. I mean, not big bucks, but a lot more than what I paid for them. And they were brand new. So that's really nice. So I framed all of them up. You'll probably see them at some point in some video. I'd eventually like to have an area that's like an E.T. exhibit because it's just one of my favorite movies. And I have a ton of E.T. memorabilia and like lots of different editions of the film. So I'd like to set up something cool like that. But let's move on to the next thing real quick. This is another one that I haven't opened, and I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to keep it in its package. This is straight from Lionsgate Films. It's the Terminator II Chrome Skull edition. I'm not sure exactly if it has like a different name. It says limited edition T2 complete collector set, 6-disc set. And this thing is just sick. So yeah, that's pretty sweet right there. I got this directly from Lionsgate Films, as I said. And yeah, this is one of my favorite science fiction films of all time. Sure, everyone's seen it. If you haven't seen it, I mean, watch it. It's one of the best action movies of all time, and it's also one of the best science fiction movies of all time. I love it. Alright, so let's move on to some of the new releases. Once again, if you guys haven't seen my top 10 movies of 2012 video, I highly recommend that you watch that. I put a lot of work into it, and I think it's a really entertaining video. And for those of you who are just casual movie fans and are trying to think of, you know, what movies you want to rent when they're coming out on Blu-ray, some of those movies I talked about are starting to come out on Blu-ray. Some of them are already out. So, I mean, that's a good movie to watch for anybody, even a casual fan. So, the next movie that I'm about to talk about for like the next 5 minutes was prominently featured in that. The epic conclusion to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises. And there's the standard edition right there. Here is probably the coolest edition of it that I have, the Blu-ray Digibook edition, which has a lenticular cover. That's the first time that I know of that there's ever been a lenticular cover on a Digibook. There's the back. And it has a comic book with like a prologue to the, I'm pretty sure it's a prologue, yeah. And there, inside of it, some amazing photos also. Very cool 3-disc set. And in the last video I showed you that I also had the Steelbook edition of Dark Knight Rises. Then right here we have the Dark Knight Trilogy box set, which is pretty sick. Very nice, and it has a nice book inside of it. I'll take that out for you guys to see real quick. I'll show you the packaging actually real quick. This is what it's. This slides out of this. And then you get like the movie info right there on the back and all the discs here. There's just 1 disc for Batman Begins and 2 discs for each of the other films. There's a lot more special features for the other films. And then you also get this book right here, which is, I think, another comic. Oh, no, it's not. This one, for some reason I was thinking this was the comic. This one has just a lot of information and some awesome photos from all the films. There's Heath Ledger there and his epic performance. And yes, I love this movie. As you can tell, that's why I have every edition of it that has come out that I'm aware of. If there are any more editions that are cool, like these, you know, let me know so I can go buy them. Because I love them. And here's the last edition I have. This is, maybe this one's the coolest one, I don't know. But I'm not going to open this either. I just want to keep it sealed. This one's limited to 35,000 pieces, and they're all gone. As far as I know, they're all sold. So you can't find them anywhere. I don't know if there are any left. This is a broken cowl edition. Pretty amazing. Most people that I see on YouTube have already opened it up, shown the internal workings of it. I already have several copies of the film, so I don't need to get the discs out or anything. And it's really nicely displayed inside this box, so I think I'm just going to keep it in here. Very nice, and hopefully it'll maintain some more value. So maybe later on in life, if I stop caring about these things, which I probably will. I already am starting to care less about movies. I have like no time for movies anymore, but I try to make a little bit of time. But the baby, you know, she's a handful, but I love her. Next one here is another new release. This one was also featured in my top 10 movies. It's Looper, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis. And I won't talk about the plot for this because you can just watch that top 10 video, and I lay it all out in that. Next one I have here, this was on my top 10 favorite TV shows on air video, which was a while ago. I'll leave a link to that as well. It's Justified Season 3. And I think just yesterday, as of when I'm filming this, the Season 4 premiered. So I'm looking forward to getting into Season 4. I love this show. It's amazing. Timothy Olyphant is a great actor, and I really like him in this series. I liked him in Deadwood as well. I actually haven't finished Deadwood. I only was able to see the first season, so I'd really like to continue watching that at some point. I kind of stopped because I had the Season 1 DVD, and then they came out with the Blu-ray set, and I was like, oh, maybe I should wait for that Blu-ray set. But it's really pricey, so I'm trying to wait until I can afford it. Next one I have here, this is absolutely epic, amazing. Season 2 of Star Trek The Next Generation. The Star Trek The Next Generation sets are definitely the prime example for how to transfer a television show, an old television show shot on tape, to Blu-ray. Amazing. I mean, I can't even describe it. You have to see it to believe it. It's anyone familiar with the Star Trek franchise, if you've never seen the Blu-ray, the second that you pop it in and watch it, you're just going to be blown away by it. It's amazing. And next one I have here, this is another new release of an older film. It just didn't have a Blu-ray release until now. And this one's a Paramount release. It's Catch Me If You Can, starring Tom Hanks, who I love, as you all know, and Leonardo DiCaprio. And this is directed by Steven Spielberg. Great movie. For anyone who hasn't seen it, Tom Hanks plays an FBI agent who is tracking down Leonardo DiCaprio, who's a very young guy who, before he turns 19 years old, he impersonates a doctor, a lawyer, and an airline pilot, and travels like thousands of miles for free, and he just fraudulently obtains tons of money by faking checks and stuff. And I mean, he lived a pretty crazy life, and this is based on a true story. Very good movie. I love it. Next one I have here, this one is another movie that I really enjoyed, but I'm having trouble remembering the entire plot to it. I watched it a while ago. It's Lawless, starring Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf. They play bootleggers, and what's his name? Gary Oldman has like a small role, but he's amazing in this. He plays a bad guy, and I never would imagine him playing someone that ruthless, but he does a great job in this movie. I really enjoyed this. I was quite surprised by it, and it looks beautiful on Blu-ray. This is a 3-disc set as well. Very nice release. I really enjoyed this. Next movie I have here is a movie starring Amy Adams, Justin Timberlake, and of course Clint Eastwood, Trouble with the Curve. And it's a movie about an aging baseball scout and his daughter. They're trying to reconnect, kind of repair their relationship, and Justin Timberlake's kind of a younger, up-and-coming scout. He used to be a baseball player, and he kind of has a love interest with Amy Adams, and I thought this was pretty decent. Now, I usually like most things that Clint Eastwood acts in, and I like most things he directs as well, but there are a few stinkers out there, but this one was okay. it wasn't bad at all. I'd recommend it. Next one I have here, I talked about this movie quite a bit, both in my top 10 list and my like 2 Blu-ray updates ago. It's Brave. I think I talked about it because I had the metal pack, and now the Blu-ray has come out, so I have that. And I also have this, the Blu-ray lunchbox edition that I couldn't resist. I don't know what to say. I love buying movies. Next one I have here, I already had this on like the standard Blu-ray release, but I bought it kind of quickly. I pre-ordered it and I didn't do my research. I didn't do my homework on this set. And when I realized my mistake, I went out and ended up buying another version of the film. I just had to. It's Prometheus. This is the 4-disc Blu-ray 3D edition. Now, I don't have a Blu-ray 3D player or a 3D TV, but this has like 7 hours of special features, including a 4-hour documentary. Absolutely phenomenal. I had to pick this up, and I can't wait to dig into that more. Next thing I have here, this is another one that was recently given a Blu-ray release, and it has an awesome lenticular cover just in time for the Christmas season. It's Scrooged, starring Bill Murray. This is kind of a comedic twist on A Christmas Carol. So really good movie if you haven't seen it. Awesome lenticular cover, and I think it was like $10 the day it came out, so that's a really good deal. Alright, next one I have here. This one I bought, I wanted to get this for a long time. It's been out for a while now, for well over a year, maybe 2 years. It's one of my all-time favorite films, and I just never got around to getting it. It's The Wizard of Oz, and I actually ended up buying a UK version because I actually ordered a bunch of things from the UK. Some of the steelbooks I showed in the last video, and a couple of other things that you're going to see in this video. And I saw this for like dirt cheap, and it has like, it's a sing-along edition. And my wife loves to sing, and she loves this movie, so I knew she would really enjoy having the sing-along edition. And of course, I'm sure my kids will like it in the future, so very cool. I can't wait. I haven't opened it up yet, but this is region-free, I believe. It might not be. I don't see it. It might be region-locked, so you probably have to get a region-free player to watch it, which I have, but I know a lot of people don't have. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is a bunch of Criterions, and then I also have a bunch of digibooks, so I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I'm trying to go through it kind of quickly with less detail just because I have very limited time. The baby could wake up any minute now, and I need to take care of her. Hannah's sleeping. I usually stay up late with the baby and let Hannah get a head start on sleeping because I go to work later in the day, and she's not working right now, but she needs to get her rest, you know. So I try to give her a late night feeding and then hope that she sleeps to the morning, which usually she does. She's really good about that. But let's get into these Criterions. First one here, this is one of the greatest films of all time, and I read the book in school, and I've seen the film a couple of times, but never on Criterion, and it's amazing on Criterion. It's 12 Angry Men. It's the story of the whole movie basically takes place inside of jury chambers. There's a couple minutes like in the courtroom and outside of the courthouse at the beginning and end of the film, but almost the entire movie is inside the jury room. Just kind of like Lifeboat was entirely on the actual lifeboat. That's where the whole movie was filmed, and this is really good. It just shows the jurors all coming from all different backgrounds and debating on whether this the defendant is guilty or innocent of murder, and it starts off with all of them kind of leaning one way, except for Henry Fonda. Except for Henry Fonda's character, he's kind of on the opposite side of the other 11 jurors, and he kind of starts to swing them to his point of view. Well, he's kind of in the middle. He just wants to talk about it and figure out, you know, what's the truth. Let's look at this and not try to rush to judgment. You know, really good film. It's completely character-driven, completely performance-driven, phenomenal film. Great dialogue. Next one I have here is a movie starring Jimmy Stewart. Great movie, Anatomy of a Murder. Jimmy Stewart plays a defense attorney, and he's defending this guy who murdered another man after his wife told him that that man had raped her. And this is like an amazing film, and it looks beautiful on Criterion. Definitely recommend picking that up. I'll show you the inside. The inside of 12 Angry Men, I don't know if I showed you that or not, but it's kind of plain. It's just a white interior, but the booklet is pretty sweet. Next one I have here, this is like only the second time that I've picked up a Criterion Blu-ray and had it come in like more of a special box set rather than just these plain snap cases. I mean, I have nothing wrong with these. I mean, these are awesome too, but a lot of the DVDs seem to come out with some special editions and there just aren't as many Blu-rays, but I don't have a lot of them, so I'm not like the expert on those. But this one is Night of the Hunter. This man robs a bank and the police are coming to get him, and he hides the money, and he tells his daughter and his son, his little kids, where he hid it, and they're the only ones who know where it is. The mom doesn't even know that where the money is. And this man comes along, he says he's a pastor, but he's really like a really bad guy. And he's just trying to get the kids to tell him where the money is the whole time. Really great performance by everyone in this. I loved it. So check that one out. It's a nice little box set here. Very cool edition. And this opens up like that. Very nice Blu-ray edition. I'm very happy with this. It's going to look nice up there with the other Criterions on the shelf. And then the last Criterion I have here is the Ang Lee film, Ride with the Devil. I had the standard DVD of this. I don't think this ever came out on Criterion DVD. I could be wrong. Maybe it did, and it probably did. I'm not sure at all. But I have like a regular DVD release, which is actually not bad at all. But this one has just a ton of special features. This is a great film. It takes place, I think, at the end of the Civil War or sometime around the Civil War, and pretty decent cast. There's a couple of there's a couple of moments in the movie where some bad acting, just a couple, just because the movie is just so long. I feel like they needed to maybe cut a little bit out, but I really enjoyed the film. I liked it the first time I saw it, and I liked it again this past time. And then the next one here, this is a digibook. This is where we get into the digibooks. This is a Steven Spielberg film, Empire of the Sun, starring John Malkovich and a very, very young Christian Bale. This is like his first movie. He's just a little kid. You can see him on the back there. He's probably like early teens, you know. I'm not sure how old he was when this came out, but there's another good picture of him in there. And some people really don't like this movie for some reason, but I really like it. I haven't watched it in over a year, but I wanted to show this digibook. I'm going to need to watch this again. But I can't remember the exact story of it, but his family, Christian Bale's family, they kind of get stuck. I think they're in China. They're British, but they're living in China, I think. And Japan ends up like taking over the area they're in. They're trying to escape, and he gets separated from his family, and he ends up getting put into this camp with these American soldiers that have been taken prisoner, and it's really cool. I don't remember enough to talk more about it because I've only seen it once, and it was maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. So yeah, I need to watch it again. But this digibook was supposed to come out back in June, or maybe even May, and April. It was supposed to come out in April, and I had pre-ordered it, and then for some reason it just never came, and I found out it wasn't released for some reason. I don't know what the delay was, but it finally came out, I think, in late October, but I'm not 100% certain when it came out, but it came out way after when it was supposed to come out. But I'm glad it was worth the wait. And then these next four here, I'm just going to show really quickly. These are movies that I think most people have already seen. They're amazing films. And I think what started this was I was looking for King Kong, the Peter Jackson King Kong. I have the original film, and I watched that, and I was thinking, you know what, I'd really like to watch the Peter Jackson one again, because I hardly remember it. I only saw it in the theater, and I think for some reason, I don't know if it's out in the U.S. yet. It might be out now, but when I was looking for it, it wasn't available to me for some reason. Maybe it was sold out, or maybe it wasn't released yet. I'm not sure. But I ended up going to Amazon.co.uk to see if maybe there was a UK edition. I could just get that. And I saw this awesome edition. I also saw several other similar ones. This is the 100th anniversary Universal Digibook. So when I saw this, and it was really a good price. I think it was £10, which is not bad at all. And some of them were like £8. Some of these ones I'm going to show you. But these are just awesome digibooks. So I got this one. And then I got All Quiet on the Western Front, which is an awesome World War... I think it has to be World War II. And awesome film. I haven't seen this one in a long time, actually. But I've seen it several times. And then To Kill a Mockingbird is awesome. One of my favorite books of all time, starring Gregory Peck. There's some nice. I was looking through this one. There's a lot of really cool movie posters, like this one right here. I'd love to get some of these movie posters and hang them up in the movie room. And then the last one here is this one's a 2-disc. It's Gladiator, but these are all Universal 100th Anniversary Editions. Very cool stuff. Really happy to have those in my collection. All right, I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm just gonna go through the rest of these kind of quickly. I'm actually not feeling so good. The first one, Season 1, Volume 2 of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. One of my favorite shows when I was a kid. The next one, this is a reality show that I stumbled upon recently, and I thought it was really funny. Some of you are probably going to think it's stupid, but I just like the family. I think they're hilarious. Duck Dynasty. And then this one right here, I actually have now seen every single Alfred Hitchcock film that is available to me that I know of. I've even seen all, as far as I know, I've seen all of the, what do you call it? Oh, I can't think of the word for it. The ones that anyone can publish because public domain. The public domain films. I've seen all of those as far as I know, and I've seen all of his major ones. But this one, when I realized that I was kind of burning through his films really fast, I was just on an Alfred Hitchcock kick, and I was just watching his movies like every night. I was like, you know what, I need to find one of these ones that I think is going to be awesome and just set it aside because I just want to save it for last so that I can watch something really good. So I watched this one last. I had already gone through Vertigo and Rebecca and Psycho and all that, so I put this one aside, and it's The Birds. So I just watched this for the first time, and this was actually the last Alfred Hitchcock film that I saw. I watched all his other less popular ones, and then this one. This was really good. Not my favorite at all. Not even in the top 5, but it was very good. I liked it. That's not even saying much when you say it's not in the top 5 because Hitchcock has made it like some amazing films. Next one I have here, I actually have the French Steelbook edition of this. It's Drive, starring Ryan Gosling. This was my favorite movie of 2011. I wanted to get this one because it was on sale for $3.99 on Amazon. I was actually in the hospital with my wife on Black Friday, and we were just looking through some of the movies that were going for real cheap. So I grabbed this one because I only had the Region 2, which is right up here. See, there's the French Steelbook. And then the next one I'm going to show you, In Time. I also had like the UK Steelbook of this. And it came with a nice slipcover too for $3.99. Can't beat that. I bought a copy for my dad as well, because he's never seen the film. But here's the Steelbook of that, just so you can see. Very nice. My friend Luke Ryan helped me pick this one up. He sent it over for me. Next one I have here, one of my all-time favorite movies, and probably definitely one of my top 5 80s movies. Princess Bride, awesome comedy, awesome fantasy comedy, romance, great movie. And then the next thing I have here is something I love from my childhood, and for $10 for 3 movies on Blu-ray, you can't beat it. The Ninja Turtles triple feature. It comes with all 3 of them with a really nice glossy slipcover. I didn't have the money to get the pizza box edition, so I just grabbed this for $10. You really can't beat that. Next one I have here, this one I kind of held off on because I didn't think I'd like it. I don't like a lot of comedies that come out because they're usually like really too raunchy for me. This one was pretty raunchy at some points, but I still really liked it. It was hilarious. Horrible Bosses. Yeah, guys, I'm starting to feel really sick, so I'm just going to show you the rest. I'm not going to talk about them at all. I think I need to go get a drink. Bolt. John Carter. I have to talk about this for a second. I take serious issue with some stuff in this. Maybe I don't understand it. I'm sorry, I'm trying to kind of hunching over here. I'm really not feeling so good. Yeah, Mars is only, I think it has 1/3 the gravity of Earth. I'm not 100% sure, but trying to remember. I think it has 1/3 the gravity of Earth. So I mean, yeah, if a person from Earth, if there was for some reason a breathable atmosphere on Mars, and a person from Earth was sent to Mars, yeah, you should be able to jump 3 times higher. John Carter, for some reason, can jump like 1,000 feet in the air. It's kind of crazy. And he can also, I mean, even if you're, for some reason, gravity was like 100 times less than on Earth, and you could jump 1,000 feet in the air, that wouldn't affect the density of like rocks, and there's parts in this movie where John Carter like breaks stone. I mean, that just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it is a really fun film, and I enjoyed it from start to beginning, or from beginning to end. And I really like how they incorporated the author of the novels into the movie. You have to watch it to find out how they did that. Really cool, and just, yeah, I liked it a lot. And right here, Safe House. I actually got this from Blockbuster. I bought it used, and I put it in my own case. And then like a week later, I picked up that Steelbook that I showed in the last video. Right here, Stanley Kubrick film I just saw for the first time. Barry Lyndon, very good. I like that a lot. I watched this one about a year ago. Monsters. They put this in that book I have that has like the 1001 movies to see before you die. I think they just feel like they need to add more recent movies for some reason. This one doesn't deserve to be in that book. But it's good, but it doesn't deserve to be in that book. Lockout. This is one that a lot of people talked about and said they liked a lot. The special effects were really bad in this, and I guess I couldn't get past that. So I didn't really care too much for it. But it's, it's just action. And then here's where you see my obsession coming out. And yeah, I have all these movies in several different editions. And these editions have nothing new to offer to me other than the artwork is different. Right here, Batman Begins. Obviously, I already own this. I own the standard Blu-ray release. This one just has a slightly different cover, but it was only $3.99. So I was so tempted by it, I just got it. And then all of these were $3.99 as well. And I already have the extended editions, but I couldn't resist for $3.99. The Lord of the Rings films. Alright, and these last two, not even going to talk about them. The Vow, The Lucky One. These were Christmas gifts to my wife. So I didn't even watch them. I told her in the video, if you remember, that part of her gift was that I would watch those with her. And then the first day I went back to work, I came home and she goes, "Hey, as an extra Christmas gift to you, I watched The Vow and The Lucky One without you." And I was like, "Thank you, honey. I love you." Because I really just don't have any interest in watching those. They just don't appeal to me. So, but she enjoyed. I don't remember which one, but she said one of them was like a lot better than the other. So, I'll have to ask her. So I think it might have been The Vow, but who knows? I could be wrong. All right, that's it, guys. I'm not feeling so good, so I'm gonna go get a drink of water and try to relax a little bit before Abby wakes up. I hope you're all doing well, and thanks for watching my video and supporting my channel, and for just being cool people. Thanks for watching. Bye.